Hi there, I'm James Faulkner and welcome to this short video in relation to the Saudi Aramco application found within Eikon. I'm thrilled to be joined by Ranjith Raja, our Head of Oil Research for MENA. Ranjith, thanks for joining me.
Thanks James, thanks for having us.
Good to see you. Ranjith, explain a bit more about the Saudi Aramco application.
So the Saudi Aramco application is a simple dashboard which aggregates all information that we have on our database, both in terms of the financials and the commodity space, on anything that anyone would want to know about the Aramco IPO or Aramco as an organization.
And how does one find the application within Eikon?
It's a very simple Eikon search where you go into the Eikon search bar, you either type for Aramco or Saudi Now, and you choose the app from one of the down-drop list, and it takes you right into the app.
Okay. Obviously lots of buzz at the moment about Saudi Aramco. What exactly is significant about Aramco?
Well, Aramco as an organization in itself has been the talk of the oil markets for the last 3 to 4 years, right from the time the IPO has been announced. And it is extremely significant to both the oil industry and the financial industry, mainly because of the enormous size of Aramco in itself. And what it essentially means for the oil sector is that the price of the expected IPO flotation is estimated at about 30 to 32 riyals, which roughly puts the valuation of the company right in between where the analysts had valued it at before and what the valuation that Saudi expected for the IPO to be. So that kind of puts it right in between a point where it would be interesting for both the parties.
Yeah. Explain a bit more, if you may, about the financials and the competition.
So in terms of the financials and the competition, it's extremely interesting, mainly because of how far Aramco is ahead in terms of the competitors, both in terms of the financial performance and in terms of their production capabilities and the cost in which they produce it as well. So Aramco is both one of the largest producer of oil globally and at the same time one of the lowest cost producer for a barrel of oil as well. And what it enables them to do is to post significant returns in terms of their revenues and profits. And by 2018 they posted about $111 billion as net income, which is the most profitable organization globally. And how it compares in terms of the financial aspects, such as say for example the debt to equity ratio, Aramco is less than 10, whereas their competitors are somewhere in the range of 20 to 60, 65. And if you actually look at the best way to compare the performances against the S&P 500 index for the integrated oil and gas sector, and if you look at that, their EBIT, that's the earnings before interest and tax, is roughly about 60% of their income, of their revenue, whereas their competitors are just in the range of about 12 to 12.5%. So that shows how significantly they are ahead in terms of their competitors.
Interesting. And last question, if you can explain a bit more about, as per the prospectus, the risks for the foreseeable future.
So there have been quite a few risks that have been highlighted, and from our perspective the major risk is the volatility of oil prices, and we say that because that's going to or expected to have a direct impact on both the revenues and the profits for the organization. And apart from that, the others are of course the GDP growth or globally in terms of how it is expected to grow, the geopolitical risks in the region, which was pretty evident in the September attacks that happened in Saudi for the Saudi oil processing and production facilities, and not to mention all the new investments shifting and moving away towards cleaner energy and green technologies and moving away from the fossil fuel sector. So that is going to be the challenge of how they are going to attract potential investors in order to come in for the IPO.
Very insightful. The Saudi Aramco application sounds awesome, and thank you very much for your time, Ranjith.
Thank you so much.